Today's video is not sponsored by Trolley. Sour fruity squids. In fact, it's not sponsored at all. But those are really good. I love them. Today we're going to talk about my pile of possibilities for April. What I would like to read, which is a lot of books. But what I actually really need to finish, and what I probably won't get to read, which is a lot of books. So what I need to finish today is, not today, but in April, pretty soon for this one, is With a Vengeance by Riley Sager. I'm about halfway through, and it's about a young woman she has, I think she gets 6 people on board this train, and they're the only ones on the train except for her and another man. And she's going to take them to Chicago Express, which means they're not going to stop, and they're going to get arrested for what they did to her family, which basically a bunch of servicemen were killed, and people blamed her father, because it was her father's baby, the Phoenix Express. I think that's what it's called, the Phoenix Express. And Anna has decided, since it ruined her family, she's going to ruin them by taking them to Chicago, and the police will be waiting on them to arrest them. So far, it's really good. One of the people has just kicked the bucket. The other one I need to finish, and I hope to get it finished before the end of this week, is Heartwood by Amity Gaiety. It's about a park ranger who works on the Appalachian Trail, and she has a hiker go missing, and they're trying to find her. Oh, if you're new here, my name is Stephanie, and this is Yaya's Reading Nook. If you've been here before, thanks a lot for coming back. If you're new here, I hope you'll stick around. Maybe think about subscribing, and at the end, everybody, give me a thumbs up. The third one I want to work on is The Paris Express by Emma Donoghue. This was a Goodreads win, and it was also, can I find it? Probably not. Autographed. I don't remember what it's about, so I may start it over. And then I'm doing a video. It's taken me a while to do, so it probably won't happen until summer. Reading like my coworkers, and my coworker Meredith suggested a Nevada Bar book. She just said any of them because she's a really good writer. So this is Endangered Species. It is a Pigeon novel. So there's a series. I think this is like the 5th book in it. And it's about a woman who works for the fire service, forestry service. And she's in, I want to say like North Carolina, and a plane goes down on an island that they are working on. And they have to go find out, put the fire out. They've just figured out who the people were. And in the beginning, it opens up with her holding the back end of a turtle up. It's not the loggerhead, is it? I don't remember. Anyway, yeah, the loggerhead turtles, they come to lay their eggs on this beach, and the man that's over the thing is yelling at her, keep it holding up, hold it up, hold it up. And she's holding it up so the eggs can fall out of the turtle. Things we do for our jobs. Anyway, those are the 4 that I really want to get finished. And then I have some that I really would like to get to. Whether I will get to them or not, who knows? Way more than I probably could read if I didn't have a job and was living by myself. So the first one is Martha's Vineyard Beach and Book Club by Martha Hall Kelly. She wrote Lilac Girls, Lost Roses, and Sunflower Sisters, which was a trilogy, but it went from 1945 all the way back to the 1800s, which was a really neat concept, actually. And I guess these are about some women who live on Martha's Vineyard during the time of the war, and they decide to start a book club on the beach. And then the next one that I would like to get to is, drumroll please, Best Offer Wins by Marissa Cascino. I've heard nothing but rave reviews about this one. It's about a woman who, she and her husband have lost out on probably about a dozen houses. And she finds out this one house is coming up. She really, really wants it. She's determined to do whatever she needs to do to get this house. I've heard it's funny. I've heard it's got a little bit of a snark in it, which I'm all about the snark. The third one, or maybe this is the seventh one, or the third one that I haven't started, let's put it that way. It's The Secret Lives of Murderers' Wives by Elizabeth Arnott. This is a Good Morning America read, and it's about three women who, the tagline says, who better to catch a killer than those who shared their lives with one. So it's about these three women who, Beverly, Elise, and Margaret, and their husbands are killers, and I guess somebody dies and they need to clear somebody's name, maybe their own, I don't know. Oh, if you're new here, you should know that I go into my books blind. I'm a mood reader, so whether I'll read any of these because I want to or because I have the time is totally different. If I look at one and go, no, I won't do that. I'll just put it back where it goes and save it for another day. But the next one is one of my favorite go-to authors. That's Marie Benedict's Daughter of Egypt. The only thing I know about it is it's set in Egypt. And I wonder how similar it is to Fiona Davis's The Stolen Queen. That's about... I'm going to read this. I really want to read this one soon while I still have the Fiona Davis one in my head, so I can kind of see how close they are. If the only thing is just they go to Egypt, or if the queens in this book and the queen in the Fiona Davis book are the same queen. You know, it'd be kind of a neat idea if it was. You know, they give their own perspective of it. The next one I really want to get to, probably before I have to take it back to the library, because they will send you a note and say, give it back. And then they charge you so much per day if you don't take it back on time. But it is A Well-Trained Wife by Tina Levins. It's my escape from Christian patriarchy, and it's her memoir, and it's about her life in the Quiverfield movement. If you don't know what that is, think the Duggar family. If you don't know who the Duggars are, what rock have you been living under the past 20 years? But yeah, you can Google the Duggars too. There's lots of stuff on them. But it's about her life in that movement and how she got out of it. And I wonder how many kids she ended up having before she got out of her. Hopefully not 19. Another one I would really like to get to, it's another nonfiction, is The Sisters, The Saga of the Mitford Family by Mary S. Lovell. And this is about the Mitford family, and they were in England. They had 6 girls and a boy, and all 6 sisters took a different route during World War II. One of them moved to Spain with her husband. One of them, I think, lived on a farm. She wanted nothing to do with Hitler or Mussolini or any of those people. She just wanted to live her life with her horses on her farm. One married a one sister, Deborah, became the Duchess of Devonshire. Jessica was a communist. Nancy was a writer, a best-selling author of that time, and she wrote one book that kind of was spoofing her sisters and her family. Beautiful Diana married a fascist leader, Sir Oswald Mosley. They actually went to jail. Unity was a close friend of Hitler's. He actually got her an apartment near him. And they were all, there's 6 of them. I know there's some here. But anyway, yeah, if you've never heard about these sisters, look them up on Facebook. YouTube. There's a lot of YouTube, like little docu-series, documentaries about them. They led such an interesting life to be all related, but none of them going down the same path, so to speak. And I think Nancy wrote a book spoofing her family, and that got her into some hot water. Another one I'd really like to get to is Al Quasimodo's Finley Donovan Crosses the Line. I have read all of the Finley Donovans, with the exception of the one that's about Vero. It's like Finley Donovan 2.0 or something. I want to stay caught up on this series because there's other series that I have that we're not going to talk about. Then there's The Sisters of Book Row by Shelley Noble. She wrote The Tiffany Girls, which I have over on my bookshelf. And this is based in World War II time period, I believe. Handy dandy thing here. 1945, Manhattan's Book Row. Yeah, so, yeah, it's during the World War II, but in America. Was it different from Europe? Absolutely. How different? Who knows? The next one is The Moonshine Woman by Michelle Collins Anderson. She wrote The Flower Sisters that I have over on my bookshelf. Have I read it? No. I will. I'll probably pick it up if I really like this one. I'll probably pick it up right after it. And this is about some sisters that, I want to say their dad gets arrested, or their husbands get arrested for having moonshine, so they decide to take over. Yeah. The Best Little Motel in Texas by Layla Lane, and it's about a woman who inherits a motel in Texas and hotel motel. And, you know, what goes on at that motel stays at that motel. And then this is another Goodreads win. This comes out in May. It's called Enormous Wings by Laurie Frankel. I know she's the best-selling author of Family. I've never read anything by her, but this is about a 77-year-old woman whose family convinces her to move into a retirement home. She does. She makes friends. She gets herself a boyfriend, and lo and behold, she gets pregnant. I think this has a touch of fantasy, actually, because you'd have to live in a fantasy world to believe that. But it also deals with what would you do if you were that age and something happened like that. How would you react? How would your family react? What would you do? Would you let your family or authorities tell you what to do? It says in this last paragraph, it's an urgent novel about female agency and bodily autonomy, mortality and morality. It's about what happens when you don't get to choose. It's about motherhood and family, sex and love, and friendship, and how these bedrocks, even so late in the day, can still change and then change everything. So, I don't know what kind of books she writes, if they're just fiction, like general fiction, contemporary fiction, women's fiction, a little bit of magical realism, a lot of bit of fantasy with a 77-year-old mama-to-be. But I'm going to find out, because that just kind of like, I clicked on Goodreads because I like the cover. Yeah. So, let's see if I can pick these up. I'm not going to pick up the 4 that I'm actually reading on. But out of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out of these 11 books, which ones would you choose to add? Have you read any of these books? What did you think of them? Did you like them? Not like them? Is it one that you really liked and you might read again? Do you ever read like biographies or memoirs like these? I've never read a memoir like this, but I really want to read it because this shoot off of Baptist is just the strangest thing. I'm Southern Baptist, but I don't believe in letting my husband tell me how many kids we're going to marry, how many kids we're going to have, because we stopped at 4. Maybe 4 too many, but you know, who knows. Anyway, if you guys have read any of those, just let me know what you thought of them. If there's other books you think I might like, let me know those too. you don't have to leave a comment. Leave a flamingo emoji because that's my thing. See, my shirt is a flamingo. It is for the summer reading program, I think of 2020 or 2019. I'm a flamingo girl. Up here on my thing, I have flamingos. I have a stuffed flamingo sitting on my dresser. I have a flamingo squishy. Its real name is Cookie, but we called it Yaya. The Y and the A's have come off. I need to redo it. My grandkids gave it to me for Christmas 2 years ago. Anywho, you don't care about that. Yeah, let me know what you read. What are your plans for April? Have you started thinking about summer stuff? I picked up a book a while ago and looked at it, and it was like Beach Cute or something. I'm like, beach, summer, I'm going to read that. I'll be able to read more this summer because I won't be working but a couple of days a week, I think. And I don't think I'm going to travel to see my kids this summer because, let's just face it, traveling is a nightmare. And I'm not about to stand in a line for 4 hours for anybody. Well, maybe Liam Neeson, but I don't know him. Yeah, I'm not standing in a line for 4 hours to get on an airplane. I could drive because my car is not in really good shape, but no. So I'll probably be reading a lot by the pool. So, you guys, if it's Easter Sunday where you are, it is where I am at, and you celebrate Easter, hope you have a good one. Hope you got a lot of chocolate bunnies, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.